So today we're going to try 4 techniques of tie-dye. The first being the stripe. So you take your t-shirt, you need it to be clean, and you fold it accordion style. So you fold it like this.
Does it go front and then back?
Yes.
Okay.
So then once you've folded your shirt, something like this, you want to decide how many stripes you want along it. So I'm going to do quite a few stripes on this because I think, you know, that'll be fun to begin with.
It doesn't have to be tight, right? It could be kind of messy.
It can be kind of messy, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't want it to be too perfect either, because then it just looks like you bought it somewhere and you didn't make it yourself. The beauty of every shirt is it's different, and you know, it's a little bit sloppy. So it's kind of like your style. So for the next technique we're going to do is the stormy technique. And with this, it's pretty easy. What you do is you take your t-shirt and you scrunch it into a big ball. So just make a few scrunches, and then with a t-shirt it's quite easy because you take one rubber band to begin with, and then you just keep going around in circles. Try not to make it too tight because then the dye doesn't get in at all, and then you'll get a lot of white space. So you want to make it sort of a little loose. The third technique that we're going to focus on is the big circle technique. It's kind of like the traditional tie-dye, the kind of stuff that you'll see, the sort of more stonery traditional stuff, which I tend to steer away from, but sometimes you want to go the traditional route and just have a few starbursts. Exactly. You want to figure out where on your t-shirt that you want the starburst or the circle to begin. I think I want my circle to start sort of like, you know, a bit left of center, and I'm going to pick it up there. So you pick up your shirt, take it, and then you're going to sort of band the top. And then for every sort of like reverberation, you want another band. So every bigger circle, you'll do another band. So it'll just keep spreading outward in one lovely sort of like in a nice big pond. We've got our mountain of folded clothes, and so we're ready to get our boiling water and our dye. I prefer RIT dye just because it's kind of industry standard. It's really easy to use, it's easy to find. Make sure you've got your basin set up, you've got your water boiling, and then you can empty the dye into the containers. I would say from this point on, you've got to wear gloves. You just have to wear gloves. Just make sure that you're clothed appropriately and you've got gloves on, and it's all good. So now we need our boiling water. Now when you first pour in the water, you'll notice that the dye looks really intense, but it will fade. So don't be shy about leaving the t-shirt or the piece of clothing in there for a little bit, because the colour fades. You don't want to dilute the water too much, because then the colour gets too diluted. So we'll just dip half of this in, and then once it's been in there for a little while, maybe 10-15 minutes, we'll do the other colour. So what we need is a lot of plastic bags, because we'll put them in plastic bags to just sit. They sit overnight. I mean, they can sit till Tuesday actually, and we'll undo them on Tuesday. So we let all our tie-dye sit overnight. Initially the colour always looks brighter than it will, so you want to leave it overnight so that it really takes, and you can even add salt when you're rinsing everything out. We rinsed everything out, and this is what we got. These are a few of our favourites, using a couple of different techniques, and we're pretty happy with what we got. This one we use the circle technique, where this was where I pinched the t-shirt initially, and then each circle was a rubber band, so that gives you an idea of like the spacing. And we soaked it in 3 different colours, which was kind of quite tricky because the darker colors can often leak into the others, but this one turned out really well. There you have it. Tie-dye takes 24 hours, really quick, really fun. Add a few drinks and make it a party.